All right. So Alex Chang is currently a middle school English teacher in Michigan. Previously, she taught for 4 years in the Boston Public Schools. Alex studied philosophy and education at Carleton College, where she first began teaching philosophy in local schools. She's been with Plato since 2017 and currently serves on its research committee and academic advisory board. As a teacher, Alex continues to develop philosophy lesson plans for middle school students, as well as consider the intersection between philosophy, social emotional learning, and restorative practices. Next year, she will be joining the Harvard Graduate School of Education to pursue a PhD in education, where she will be working with ed ethics to facilitate normative case study discussions with teachers, administrators, and other stakeholders to explore ethical dilemmas faced in the field of education. We have a perfect discussion here, and I will hand it over to Alex.
All right, thanks so much, Cassie. Welcome, everyone. It's wonderful to have you. Can everyone hear me okay? I've been having some issues with my speaker microphone, so I just want to double check. Awesome. Okay, so today I'm super excited to be here. I'm actually going to be continuing the work that was started by Michael Vasquez a couple months ago. If you joined us for that roundtable where he introduced this idea of discussing ethical dilemmas, the value of such spaces, and actually took us through a series of ethical dilemmas in education to discuss. So as Cassie mentioned, next year, I'm going to be joining Ed Ethics, which is an organization led by Dr. Meir Levinson at the Harvard Graduate School of Education. And just to give a little bit of background of that project, Ed Ethics is a program that really tries to bring people from diverse and plural backgrounds to discuss the ethical issues that come up in education, both on the micro scale and on the macro scale. And just from seeing this description here and some of the goals, you'll see a lot of crossover between what we're trying to do at Plato, which is to try to promote environments of inquiry, philosophical thinking in spaces outside of the higher education sphere, and really leverage those partnerships between different stakeholders within the field of education. So earlier this month, I had the pleasure of joining Dr. Levinson and some of her colleagues at a conference where I experienced a normative case study discussion. And so the term normative case study is similar to ethical dilemma, but it's actually somewhat more laboriously defined here in the ethics curriculum. So the normative case study are defined as richly described, realistic accounts of complex ethical dilemmas that arise within practice or policy context in which protagonists must decide among courses of action, none of which is evident as the right one to take. So what really stands out to me about this particular description of this kind of ethical dilemma within the messy. And so my hope is that this evening we'll be able to engage in one of these discussions, one of these normative case studies, and experience the inconsistency, the messiness of a lived experience of a school community, and really sort through the multiple ethical dilemmas within that. So before we do that, though, I would love it if we could get a sense of who is joining us this evening. So if everyone has access to their microphone, and we can just kind of go down and introduce ourselves.